So, since I'm wearing all black today, I wanted to talk about shadow work. Shadow work is a vital stage that one should know how and be able to embrace along their life's journey, whether you experienced a spiritual awakening or an awakening or not. I think that is important for everyone to be able to identify and know how to do within themselves, because it's the psychological process of exploring the subconscious, unconscious mind. If you experienced an awakening, then you know that before you wake, you are you will realize that you have been operating within your subconscious for so long before you wake up to realizing that your higher consciousness was separate from your subconscious. And shadow work is something that we all should be able to explore. That's what is necessary, to explore the hidden desires or parts of yourself that was repressed. Or it's also things like anger, negative habits, and trauma and pain, and the feelings of all of the things that is separate from light. It's not having to dead that part of yourself. It's about embracing that part of yourself and being able to tame it. So it's like a lion or a lioness or a tiger or a tigress, whatever primal animal that you can identify yourself with. It's about being able to tame it so that it doesn't control you. You have to know how to tame it. You have to know how to embrace your shadow side of yourself, right? So that you can integrate it with who you are becoming. It's who you are growing into. Because if you don't do your own shadow work, if you don't know how to tame the primal subconscious mindset, then you won't be able to tame anyone else's. When you rise to another level in your life outside of yourself, I'm talking about in your in your life, in your journey, and all of the people that you will cross paths with, you know, you won't be able to. It's not about being able to do that for someone else. It's about being able to do that for yourself. Because some people call it monsters, some people call it demons and demonic entities, right? That's something else. That's not shadow work. Shadow work is within you being able to embrace and integrate your subconscious mind to be on the same level as your higher conscious mind, and being able to operate within both. If you get to that level, it's to be able to operate within both. You know, you integrate the light and the dark. You integrate your subconscious with your higher conscious. So, shadow work is just, in the lack of better terms, is embracing your mistakes, identifying your triggers, and your trauma and anything that made up what version of yourself you have been operating in for so long. And being able to meet that person, the opposite side of the side that you have been operating in. If you've been operating in light, then you embrace your dark. If you've been operating in dark, then you embrace your light. But that's another level to doing your shadow work, is being able to operate within both. But for beginners, doing your shadow work is to be able to tame the dark side of yourself. Or if you've been operating in light, then be able to embrace the dark side of yourself. But know how to tame that dark side. Know how to tame your monsters so that they don't control you. I mean, we all should be operating from the better part of ourselves. And if you've ever experienced an awakening, then you know that in your awakening, your pride and your ego has to die. That is a spirit, a negative spirit that has to die on both sides to embrace complete wholeness, to be able to operate from a morally sound version of yourself. Being able to embrace to do your shadow work is important for everybody, not just people who experienced an awakening. It's for people who haven't. Because for people who have put in that work, like myself, I choose not to allow my energy around people who haven't done their shadow work or be in a relationship with them. It's just in passing. I can be cordial with anybody, right? But in passing, but in having to incorporate my energy with someone else's energy who haven't put in their work, I wouldn't want to do it. If I can identify that someone is operating in their ego, I don't want to deal with that person. If I can identify that someone is operating in their pride, I don't want to deal with that person. We just don't have time for it. And I can tell you how and why you shouldn't, if you put in the work on yourself. But yeah, shadow work is necessary. It's a vital stage and a part of your navigating your soul. It's a part of your journey in life to do your shadow work so you can become whole. But peace and love.